perception. Is your, yeah, you're having a perception. Everything your eyes see, everything you hear, everything is a perception. I'm just perceiving that this is a soda and whatever, and it's good and it's food, you know. And we have to start by knowing that our senses is not giving us the full idea of what the thing look like. Our perception of what it is, and I'm gonna say 50%, but it's probably even less than 50%. Our eyes not giving us the full picture, ears not giving us a full picture. It's based on what we know in this physical reality only that we're perceiving. And so, if we come into, just look at this, if we come into a reality, if we come into a place, when we came to this earth, we didn't know who we are. We have no idea of who we are. So, based on what we were taught with our family, then we start school and all of that, then religion, and everybody is imprinting on our subconscious. So we lost our identity. Yeah, when we were born, we probably came as pure as we could get in this realm, but we totally lost our identity. So yeah, so everything, we just have a perception of who we should be. First they tell us that the brain is the one um that's doing everything. Your brain, your brain, your brain, and how important it is. um and some people are smarter. I remember even my grandfather telling me to eat fish so I could be smart. The perception that somehow some are smarter than some are dumb and some are not smarter. Some are dumb and some are smart, and we give so much creed, and rightfully so, based on our programming, to these let's say scientists and all of them, thinking they know all, and they probably do, based on the fact that some of them have knowledge of um the previous eras. They probably have knowledge of that somehow that we don't. And we have perception that we should only when we go to school that we can learn anything. You know, somebody has to teach us something. The teachers know best. The schools know best. We have to give the government. The government knows best. We have to obey these rules. We are murderers. We are killers. We have to go to jail to be reformed. All these are just perception. We have no perception is not having a knowledge of self. It's just not having a knowledge of self. And then we grow up and we have to be mothers. We have to get this career. We have to go out and work 9 to 5. We have to go out and do all this thing to make the buck. We have to buy a house. We have to buy a car. We have to do all this. This is the reality that we were given. Anything in this reality that sounds like it lines up with nature, that sounds like it line up with who we really are, no, it doesn't. So this is where we at. This is where we at. No longer can we blame others for our situation. Can we no longer can we look outside of ourselves. No longer can we depend on somebody to come and help us. It's we living in a wonderful time, but what's gonna happen now is we're gonna come into a time where we have to have knowledge of self, where we have to know that um, it's all us. It's all us. Nothing outside of us is going to help us. No one is coming to help us. No one is. It all depends on us. And we have to come in to the reality that all that we have learned, all that we grew up and know, all that we hold as gospel, all that we've learned is just perception. It's not who we are. Who we really are is, oh my God, it's a divine being. And if you follow my channel, you know I talk about this all the time. We're just divine beings having an experience. We're here to create, but we can't create when we think help is coming from outside of us. We can't create. We can't do what we came to do if we can't understand that we have all the power within us, because that's what the Bible tried to tell us, that He's not going to give us more than we can bear. He's not going to give us more than we can bear. So, in this time that's coming, in all this, in this era where we're getting ready for so much to take place, we're getting ready for everything that was meant for us to go back to nature. That's what we're going back to. We shouldn't, all these extra stuff that all these burdens that's been put on us, it's not natural. It's not natural. And we have to go back to self. And this is the time that we have to go back to who we are. And this is the time that we're living in. Yeah, and this is the time that we're living in. We have to go back to self. And so, yeah, so that's where we are today. That's where we are today. I was hoping for more people to come on so we could talk, but probably at a busy time. I come on probably at a busy time. Yeah, but yeah, this is the time we're in. This is the time we're in, and um, the time is coming where we have to, yeah, we have to understand who we are, you know who we are, our mind. And then the topic is tonight is our mind. Our mind, someone says the mind is a battlefield. The mind, our thoughts create our reality. Be mindful of your thoughts. Let the thoughts create what you need, what you want. Don't let your thoughts create fear. Control your mind. That abundance, what you want. Think about it, feel it, believe it, trust it. We have to understand what the society we live in. I heard a creator today talking about there's this Disney song, and most people I've heard with it says, "When you wished upon a star." Um, in that Disney song, listen to it. They were trying to tell you that all we got to do is believe it, is believe whatever we want, and we could have it. That's what they were trying to tell us. That's what Disney was trying to tell us. Nothing, no one is gonna bring it. We have the power of the mind. We have the power of the mind to create our reality. We do. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Whatever you want. I see a lot. I'm not sure if it's just my timeline. This is coming up on my For You page, I should say, on uh, on TikTok. So much people in need, so much homeless people, so much um, a need in every area. healing, financial, people need home and all that. And and I don't know if I'm getting insensitive, right? Or it's just knowing that if you give somebody money next week, they're gonna want. Next week they're gonna be in need. What the scripture says, when the disciples was going around, and someone says, "Silver and gold have I none, but such as I have, I give to you." You know, and this is the knowledge that I have to give. This is the knowledge that's gonna keep you healthy. This is the knowledge that's gonna keep you in abundance. This is the knowledge that's gonna make your family stronger. This is the knowledge that's gonna make you have relationship with your husband and your children and your parents. This is the knowledge. This is the knowledge that's gonna give you that freedom that you've longed for, that peace that you long for. Trust me, I've been there. I've tried everything. I've tried everything, and this is the knowledge that's gonna make you love yourself than no one can, like no one can love you. This is the knowledge that you create your reality. And you've been doing it. You find yourself in lack and you find yourself in ill health. You've been creating, you create that by your perception, by that the things that your ego showed you. You create, you believed it. You believed everything that was shown to us since we were born in this earth. And and remember, it's just things that are ego created. We perceive these things. That's not for us. That's not nature. You might say it's not God. That you might say God if you want, but these things aren't natural to us. For example, oh, when we started out, oh, you go to school, oh, you have to go to school, and you have to spend so many time at school, and you need somebody to educate you, you need somebody um to lead you and set rules down, and we need, we're like hooligans. We have cops, we have this, everybody to protect us except ourselves. Nowhere were we taught, not even in church. Nowhere were we ever taught of the power that's in the mind. That's within the mind. That if we focus and think and live everything in the mind, it's like you're watching your kids playing cops, playing playing their favorite character. That's how we have to be. Because if you want that healing, you have to feel it. You have to think it. You have to feel it. You have to believe it. You have to experience it. What healing looks like. And you don't need a degree to do that. You want abundance. You have to not don't think about the money. The first thing they taught us to think about the money. What you need with that abundance, what you need to buy with that money. You need a house, you need a car. If your mind can conceive it, you will receive it. I'm telling you, I want to do this today because I've proven it. If your mind can conceive it, you will receive it. You want that house, you want that car, you you imagine it. You imagine the house, you imagine the car. This is what the Bible tried to tell us. You imagine it, you live it, you experience it, and know that it's coming. How do you know it's coming, and why do you know it's coming? Because this physical that we're looking is just a small part of who we are. What you're looking at, remember, follow my channel, I tell you that this right here, What you're looking at, it's not what we really look like. But that's not even the point. Our senses only show us like 50% of what things look like or who we really are. So who we are, what just like in the Bible, it tells us that we someone is sitting at the right hand of God. When Christ was on earth, he said, I do nothing of myself. But we were taught, oh, Jesus is God, that's why he do nothing of self. Jesus was God, that's why. No. He said, I do nothing of myself. It's my Father. And if you read the Christ letters, he just said Father. Don't think, oh, God is a man or whatever. No, he said Father because he wants to appeal to the Jewish leaders. That's why he said Father. But he's telling you what Christ was saying, there's a higher power within us, our true self. Who we really are is all knowing. Who we really are is we have knowledge of everything that we could ask or think. Who we really are, we have knowledge of the dimensions. This aspect of us never gets sick. This aspect of us um never was broken, didn't have any traumas growing up, never in any form of lack. Never. So when you put your mind, when I say to you that your mind and your thought, when you think about things, what you're doing is your true self, that aspect of you, is creating the reality that you want. Whatever we sow, we reap. So listen, if you're hearing this and you be like, no, yeah, because you do it unconsciously. When you use your mind to create everything, you're doing it consciously. Because when you do it unconsciously, you're just doing it based on what you're programming, based on what you were taught, based on what you were taught growing up, based on your ego consciousness. Oh, I want this. I want a husband. I don't care. He has to do this. He has to do that. I want a job, and yet no. When your true self start working inside of you, and first you start out by loving yourself. That's the that's the way you start out. You start out by having knowledge of self. And know that the main thing to know about self is that, listen, no one is coming to help you. That's what woke me up. No one is coming to help you. You have all the power within you to help yourself. No one's coming. No one's coming out the sky. No Jesus is coming. No one's coming to help you. You have to do it yourself because everything you need to do it yourself is within you. Start by that. Nothing outside of you can help you. Your husband, your children, and even the Bible tell you that. Your husband, your children, no one outside of you can help you. Can't. No one can. Only you can. Only you can. So when you come to that awareness of who you are and God, there's a power within me. I'm creating my own reality unknowingly by this ego that I've been given. And listen, you can't get rid of your ego. So if you hear this, and this is what Paul talks about, um, those who are in the flesh cannot please God. This is what Paul talks about. And you can't get rid of your ego. You can't. You just have to put it under subjection. You have to put it under subjection because what the ego does, and if you find this video for the first time, you could go on Deep Ministry. We do an extensive study on the ego. The ego, in its own way, is trying to keep us in equilibrium. It's trying to keep us balanced in its own way. That's what it's doing. So when you say you want something, it's showing you ways to get that thing, because it's ego itself. It's here to satisfy you. It's here to please you. And it doesn't matter if you step on somebody else's toes. You'll rob, somebody said you'll rob God to please that ego. That ego will make you rob God. Because the ego is just trying to keep you in balance, because that's what your mind is telling you that you want. Your ego mind is telling you that you want. But then you have another mind talking to you. You have another mind be like, no, don't do that. That's wrong. Yeah. No, don't do that. You don't need all those. You don't need to steal. You're going to go to jail. You know, that other mind is also talking to you. But which one you listen to? Which one you listen to? That's your choice. So the one you listen to, and as the law of the universe says, you reap what you sow. As the law of the universe says, you reap what you sow. So wherever you find yourself today, that tells you which mind, which thought you were listening to. Wherever we find ourselves, which thought we were listening to, what are we experiencing in our lives? Are we experiencing lack? Are we experiencing abundance? Are we experiencing health? Are we experiencing sickness? What is going on in your life? That's a question for you. So next time, if this message find you, you'll know to choose that still voice. Listen to that voice. That voice is not selfish. That that voice is always love. Always love. Always talking to you. Always have everyone's interests at heart. That voice. And that voice is your higher self. That voice is the one who, when you pray, and if you can be present enough by avoiding the ego, you can receive whatever you want. That's you. That's still you. I know this is hard for everyone to understand. It's still you. It's still you. And another thing we learned in the Christ letters that came up today, we are the potter, and that voice, that consciousness is the clay. So this is what we use to create. We use our mind, our thoughts, our emotions to create. So which mind are you listening to? We're beautifully and wonderfully made. Nothing that we're going through right now is to be feared. It's going to be hard for some people to move from that aspect of reliance on other things, reliance on things outside of them, to that aspect of, listen, I can create anything I want. If you can believe it, it can happen. Anything, to the master of your own domain. It's going to take a lot people a lot, especially those who are still embedded in religion, because they're still thinking Christ is coming to help us. And this place that we get to with this knowledge and understanding of who we are, that's called the Christ consciousness. That's what Christ, that's what you call him, Jesus or whatever. That's what he was. He came to the knowledge of self. He didn't come here. We're all born like how Jesus was born. He wasn't special more than we are. He never said serve him. He never says praise him. He never says worship him. We're his brothers. Why would he said greater things that he did? Oops. Greater things that he did, we will do. He said that. He said that. He said that greater things we will do. We're living in a very special time, and I know a lot of people, there's just something impressing on us to go on live and talk and talk and talk about this because there's so many people gonna have to wake up because 2025 is gonna be, it's everything's kicking off. Everything's kicking off. Do not be scared by the things you see on TV. I think yesterday, because I don't have cable or anything, I see I saw shooting and all kind of stuff. Those are distraction, my people. You have to learn to discern. Anything outside of you, you have to question it. How long I've been in it on here? 32 minutes. Okay. Everything outside of you, you have to question it. Have to, have to. That's the time we're living in. And these people that have control over us for so long, that's been ruling, listen, they like ruling. They like when we don't know who we are. We don't even know our history. Most of us don't even know our history. They sell us some baggage of crap about our history. We don't know. So they have to, and we've been still been slaves. So some of us think we're free. We're not. We're not free. And this is where we're at, where they have to let go their power. They have to let go their power. Checkmate. You can't rule over gods. You can't treat gods like paupers and all that. You can't hide. Someone says the truth have a way of coming out. You can't hide the truth forever. And this is what they've been doing. Keep govern us like we are um, some some things, something to throw out. No, we're the master of our own domain. We are gods. We are gods. Really, we are. So, the world, as I'm gonna tell you, the world as we know it is gonna change. So be ready for it. And the only thing true is you. The only thing truth is yourself. You're the only truth in this reality, and everything that lives within you. And if this message finds someone out there who's struggling today, I hope you know the power that lives within you. I don't know why I see so many of these videos at the beginning of the year. I don't know. But there's a lot of people out there hurting, because we don't understand who we are. They have tried everything. They have went into the church. Try yourself now. Oh, this video find you and you find this lady talking about the power of your mind. You create your own reality. I don't apologize for saying that. You're the creator. When you come to the knowledge of who you are, then you know that you're God's. You are Jesus. You're the Christ. You understand that. And if anyone out there struggling, you have everything in your mind. Wherever you are right now, um, it's just you probably, listen, yeah, that aspect of it too. That you put these things in your way to wake you up. Wherever you find yourself right now, what's the lesson? What's the lesson? You're only seeing it based on your programming in this realm, based on your perception. What's the truth about where you are right now? Mm? Sit down. That's what you have to do. You have to sit down and be like, why? Why is this happening to me right now? It's not bad luck. You didn't make the wrong choice. If we had to do it like over based on what we know now, we wouldn't make the same decisions. Our choices was made by the hand we had at the time, and we thought and we thought we were doing the right thing. We thought we were um, making the right decisions. So here we are today. Here we are. Don't dwell in the past. And really, there's no past, and there's no future if we really think about it. It's always a present moment. Don't go back to the things that happened to you. This is where you're at today. What are you learning from you being in a shelter? What are you learning from you being homeless? What do you learn from that? Hmm? Please don't let us not be so hard on ourselves. Let us not be so hard on ourselves. Let's not take this world so seriously. I know that you know what I think too. People be like, "Oh, you're your age 57, your age 20." No, there's no age. Time doesn't exist. Time doesn't exist. It doesn't. This is where you are right now. This is where you are. So for some of us, it's a new beginning. Love, 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 love. Stop talking about other people. No matter, and this is touch on this a little because what our ego does is try to defend us. And when our ego feel attacked, when our ego thinks we're being attacked or anything, we have to learn to rise above it. We have to learn to rise above it. That's the best way to win any battle. Don't go in the dirt with anybody. Whatever comes your may your happiness is not dependent on anyone. In spite of you think, oh, I need this job. No, you don't. You don't. We that's what they told us. You don't. If you understand who you are, you can be anything you want to be. You can just like everybody else. I know people used to people talk about um what's his name, the rich people, Jeff Bezos and all those rich people. Oh, yeah, because they understand the laws of the universe. They understand who they are. You know, I was thinking about this yesterday, and what I noticed, we the first thing we do is and we want something, the first thing we look at the money. But what they do, they think about the thing they want. Money is the last thing we should think about. No one ever told us that. Oh, we look in our bank account. In spite of the church teaching, we look in our bank account and we only have seven. So that shouldn't stop you from thinking that you need a car or a house. Let me tell you, when the universe lines up for you, someone the Bible a part in the Bible says it will bring help from the sanctuary. When the universe line up, what you want to call God, universe, consciousness, Jehovah, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it, it can't be defined. It can't be named. This source, this creator can no name can fully describe what it is. God is too you can't God is too limited. No, no, it can't be described. But when you could have $1 in your account, you don't look at that dollar, you still want the house. You still want that house. You don't look at the money that's in there. You keep looking at what you want. You go to the doctor, oh, Sister Mary, you have DVT, you have high blood pressure. Still see yourself running around, still see yourself healthy and on vacation and having fun. We weren't taught those things. So we limit ourselves. We want a car, we want a house, and we look in our account and see it's only $300. And we said, no, I am broke. We use the I am and to predict our state. Remember that I am, nothing negative should come. The I am is the divine source, is who we are. The I am. Moses said, I am. He can't describe. He can't describe who sent him. He said the I am sent me. Yeah. He said the I am sent me. I can't, because it can't be described. Can't be described. Can't be described. So these limiting beliefs have to go. And they're going to go anyway, because this world is going to change. It can't stand. This world can't stand. The world as we know it. This world with the hustle and bustle and everything going against nature. It has to go. It really has to go. And it's not like when we were growing up and we hear our grandparents talking about crisis coming and all that. No, it's now. Well, it's now, 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 now. It's now. These ignorant teaching and trying to keep nature under control. That's impossible. That's impossible. The universe, the nature of the universe is to keep expanding, and with these limited beliefs, we can't expand. We're not growing. We're not growing. Too many homeless people. Money is money is not nature. Money is just low vibrational currency that this world has put so much meaning in, and basically it's us who has put meaning on it, because we let it limit um, our potential to manifest anything that we want, because we look at the money first. Oh, I want a shoes, I only have $1. That you don't look at it, I want a shoes, I want the shoes, and I'm gonna see myself with that shoes. I'm gonna feel myself walking around in that shoes, and the universe will send that shoes. Mm? You're gonna believe that you wanted that shoes, not even believe, knowing that you want that shoes, in spite of what's in your account. What's in your account doesn't limit your potential to have abundance. And even if you blame the church, you can't blame the church about that, because the church always tell you that God can do anything, anything. And you want to call God, consciousness, whatever, anything. The universe, God knows your needs and your wants before you even ask. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all these things will be added. The Bible never says seek money first. Make sure you have enough money. Huh? But these limiting beliefs that we have hold us in a place of um, need and sickness. Find the kingdom of God within. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all things will be added. You won't be lacking, because this is where we're at. The kingdom of God is within. You knowing yourself, you knowing who you are, that you're here, but you still have the power of the creator living with you, and you have the power to manifest, you have the power to create your own reality. And the worst part of it that we didn't even think of, that we're creating our reality, even though we're not aware of this truth. Everything that goes on in our lives, everything that goes on in our lives, we did it. And that's my biggest criticism with religion, because it doesn't give you accountability. It lets you think it's always someone else's fault. You are God's. How is it always somebody else's fault? You are the Christ. You are doing this to yourself. You just don't know it. You're creating the reality that you find yourself. Oh, it's my parents and my parents. How long you gonna blame your parents? You know? How long you gonna blame your parents? Yeah, a lot of us have bad parents, but the truth of the fact, we chose them. I'm telling you, without these people we think are bad parents, a lot of us wouldn't come into the knowledge, and the bad husbands and the bad children and the rough life that we have. A lot of people wouldn't come into this knowledge of self. And because it's, and when we came here, before we came here, as the video I played, when we came here, we choose our parents, we choose our husbands, we choose this life. I know for some of us it was hard, but that's why the Bible says. Remember what the Bible says? It says he's not going to give us more than we can bear, because we chose it. We know we can do it, because we came here, we totally forget who we are, and we totally caught up in the world and think, oh, we're just this person. I'm going to go to college, I'm going to get married, and we forgot about the spiritual aspect of our being. We totally forget it. And we go to religion and they tell us it's the devil, it's Satan. I can't even bear to listen to the hell burning nowadays. The burning of the hell, and Jesus is coming. Jesus been here, never left. You are here. You are here. Jesus, as his name probably weren't Jesus, but he came. We're his brother. He came to show us who we are. He came the truth of existence. Read the Christ letters and see his life. He explains everything. What happened after he was baptized was by John. What he saw, the Bible didn't even add that in there. What he saw is amazing. Who we are, and that's the message he had. The message was that we have the power within us to do anything that we want, anything, anything that we want. You're looking at this and you'll be like, we're a sack of flesh and blood. No, we're not even solid. We made up of electricity, magnetism. We're part of that consciousness. We're just vibrating at a lower frequency, so we look visible. This is where we're going in, everybody. This is the time. This is the time where everyone has to wake up to who they are. Everyone has to come to the knowledge of self. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And we're soon, as I saw in my meditation last night, soon everyone is gonna will see this, will understand this, because earth, everything around us, the trees, the earth that we build this house on, it's a living being. And everyone has to expand, and everyone has to rise. And the what we I don't want to call them controllers. They act like controllers. The government and all that, they have knowledge of this. They know this day was gonna come. Having us pay for electricity, having us pay for water, having us pay for fruits, doing all this thing, all this that they have done was to keep us in low vibration. And you can't blame them. They need their food. They need this low energy. Yeah. And then we give them our power to make decisions for us. Oh, we can't. We have the God power within them, just as they do. But we think they know better than us. Huh? Have gods, have nature, living like um, paupers. That's how I see everyone now. You're a divine being. I just look at everyone as the divine being they are. And oh, we die. No, you do not die. Yeah, you do not die. Your energy just transformed. Being scared of death. That's me. Because I grew up in the church. I remember they brought a devil inside the church. And I was just bawling growing up. And oh my God, I couldn't get over it. And I was teased about it. If you want me to cry, just tell me about the devil. All these fear tactics. Yeah. And if you believe in the devil, it's fine. I just think the devil is when we're living in our egos, in our lower chakra, they called it. When you don't have any knowledge of self, you're just vibrating low. Listen, it's one divine consciousness, and we're just vibrating at a different aspect of it. If you have no knowledge of self, if you're all in the ego, that's why you kill, that's why you steal, that's why you do all these things, that's why you cheat on your wife, that's what you do. You're still part. This is the good thing. You're still part of that divine source. You're still part. You could be the worst killer. You probably killed 10 people. You're still part of that divine source. At any time, you can make a change. At any time, you can make a change. You can come into the knowledge of self. Let me charge this. Yeah. At any time, you can come into the knowledge of self. Yeah. I have 3 people in the live. And if you guys want to say something, yeah. If you're, yeah, yeah. It's no when the Bible says no separation, no separation. Oh my gosh. No separation. Nothing can separate you from the love of God. That love. Nothing can separate you. Hey, my sister, thank you for listening. Thank you. Nothing can separate us from the love of God. Nothing. No matter where we are, no matter who we are. And for some reason, we think, oh, some is better than some. I'm better than you. I'm smarter. No, we still, all of God's creation have the God power within them. I think everything is conscious. Everything is conscious. Um, and that's why our thoughts and emotion can affect everything, because even the bed, everything is consciousness. And I think the Christ letter says the reason why everything has a consciousness, that means the God energy, is because we exert that energy in creating it. So I'm getting to find out too, even these channels, YouTube, um, TikTok, Facebook, everything has a consciousness. everything have a consciousness. We are the potter and consciousness is the clay. We can create whatever we want with our mind, with our thoughts, with our emotions. And remember, we reap what we sow. So we listen. So don't be like, oh, I'm going to create this and that. We're responsible for our creation. But stop living in like we're not the divine being. Stop living as if um even since we were growing up in church, we heard this. We're just going deeper into the Bible. We heard how God can do all things. And if you don't hear anything today, whatever you want, don't look at the money. Don't look, oh, oh, I don't have the money. No. Your energy is that currency. Your energy, your thoughts, your emotion. If you want something, you don't worry about where the money's coming from. You have knowledge of self. You know you're the creator. You know the God power that lives within you. Don't look at that. That's what they don't want us to know that. You don't look at, oh, I have only $1. No, get out of that. Oh, you want your healing. Oh, I can't even move. I can't even walk. You see yourself. You see yourself being healed. And I know I just want to share the story because there was something I was waiting on. And listen, I just know it's gonna happen. I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but I know it's gonna happen. And when it when the answer came, it was like, and don't be thinking, oh, this is gonna come. Don't think where it's coming from. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. The only person knows your thoughts and your emotions. It's the universe. And that's why the Bible says you'll send help from the sanctuary. And what it says, the wealth of this world is laid up for the righteous. It says something like that. So don't worry about when it's gonna happen and how it's gonna happen. Just know it's gonna happen. Know it's gonna happen. Whatever you have to go through it with love of God, love of self, love of God, and love for others. Check your ego at the door. This knowledge doesn't need defending. I don't want to go on. Yeah, I went up on a people live and I mentioned this, and I got kicked off. And I got kicked off and all that. Yeah, the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. Thank you, sis. And yeah, I got kicked off. And listen, I didn't hold a grudge. I didn't hold a grudge because I know everyone is going to come to this knowledge. When even if you pass, you're going to go back and your higher self going to be like, oh, really, James? You thought that you were the only one who existed? Really? Really? You didn't know that there's a higher self? Really? That's what your higher self going to be like. So when you know this knowledge, it's so authentic, it's so beautiful. This is what, let me tell you, and as much as we want to talk about the movies and our celebrities, they told us in so many ways. Michael Jack or entertainers, they told us, but they didn't come out and say it. But when you come into the knowledge, you see Bob Marley, all those, a lot of those singers, they try to tell us. Disney, today I heard someone sing the song and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what they were singing. The Disney song, When You Wish Upon a Star, it doesn't matter where you are, all your dreams will come true. Mm? It's talking about Mind. These are energy. We might see it as mind and it's physical. While with these things, basically what we're saying is electromagnetism, consciousness is creating your reality. When you hear us says, you use your thoughts and emotions and feel it and think about it. Your thought is electricity, your emotions is magnetism. It's just electromagnetism, energy creating. That's the as the Christ-letter says, that's the creative power. We're the potter. We're just using the creative power to get what we want. And the only way you can do it is through your mind. Your thoughts and emotions create our reality. That's basically what we're saying. So that's what Disney was saying. You wish upon a star, be a little kid again. You, whatever you want, you express yourself. You believe it, trust in it, live it. It doesn't matter what nobody want to say. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, doesn't matter. Go out there and live. And this is where we're going into. This is where we're going to. All this they've been hiding from us. Hiding without hiding because they have to disclose. And they did disclose it, but we were so already programmed that even if they tell us the truth, it just slipped by us. Slipped by us. I remember when Bob Marley saying, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Mm? I'm sure when he's alive, nobody think, oh, really? No, you come into this knowledge and you'll be like, oh my God, he knew it. He knew. When Michael Jackson says, I'm talking about the man in the mirror, I'm asking you to change your ways. The man in the mirror, you. No, everyone knew nothing outside of us was going to help us. And the only way we can have abundance and health and love and strength is to go within. The power lives within us. Everyone knew. Everyone knew. And I'm sure there's a lot of song. It's someone Mary sing. I'm finding a lot of these songs. God in me, it's the God in me, and a lot of entertainers. The movies, one of the movies is I watched recently, Interstellar. Please, it shows you that we the aspect of us lives in higher dimensions. Truth in plain sight. All that was around us. This is nothing new that I'm saying here. Nothing new. It's always been there, but because of our indoctrination and what our eyes show us, what our senses and everything show us, what religion try to tell us, we need a pastor, and they did their thing. We can't. I'm one that's not gonna totally go against the pastor, because if I didn't come into the church and start reading the Bible, I wouldn't. When I start after I got baptized, my late Bishop Boone. After I got baptized, um, the Bible, something opened in my eyes. The Bible looks different, and I just got into it. The Bible looks totally different after I got baptized. I was reading it, I'm like, there's something in me that the church that I couldn't stay in the church. So I don't want to bash it. It looks different. The Bible was deeper. Nothing physical. Nothing. It's all telling us about finding the God within us. That's what it was telling us. Yeah. And love and love and love. God is love. That's the best. I think the best way to know who God is or give God a name is love. Love. It's all love. Everyone has that aspect of love within it. It's it's what it is. the creative power in and around us. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And when we talk about um, what's coming up in, yes, sis, divine love. Yes, it's love, total love. When we talk about what's coming up, it's nothing to be what we read in the Bible and the burning and this. No, I don't know. I don't know. And in that movie too, what we do here affects other dimensions. If Earth is not moving and all that, not growing, it affects other dimensions. So a lot of um, things have to change. They have Mother Earth has been in low vibration, and we also has been in low vibration. The only people who doesn't have knowledge of self, they have to ask themselves. They have to make a decision. Um, because if you're still in yourself, if you're still in your ego, you probably, the only thing I'm saying is you're gonna get some time. I'm thinking in my head that you're gonna get some time to come into this knowledge. You're gonna, this is, Christ letter says that it's gonna be the great separation, and that um, you're gonna have those who are conscious, those who are not have knowledge of self, and those who still in their ego, still can't believe, still looking for something outside of themselves to help them, and that's not gonna be. And we have everything to be what we want to be within us, and that's going to be, I think there's going to be, that's going to be the great divide. And I think people going to have an opportunity to change and to come to this knowledge. And if you don't, you probably go back probably to reincarnate. Maybe, I think the book says maybe reincarnate or go back with your higher self and go over the things. That's what the Bible talk about, the book of life. And go back and see where you went wrong. It's school here. They created school. It's a microcosm of the great macrocosm. We have to somehow ascend in consciousness. It's um, get higher and higher. And you might, if you live and you have kids and all that, oh, they're gone. They're these kids are ascended masters reincarnating. I really believe that. These, they look like they're so cute and big cute babies now. Those are ascended master. Nothing is coming into this realm right now with that's not going to help the earth ascend. Just watch these babies. Just watch them. Just watch them. There are a lot of them already have knowledge more than what I can give you here about the world and everything and the cosmos and reincarnation and everything. This is the time we're living in. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Sit back, relax, enjoy, love yourself, love others, have great expectation. Yes, sis. Yeah, yeah. A lot of these babies coming in, they have knowledge of everything, everything. And yeah, so that's one thing. Last night I heard a creator on TikTok says, what if we're evolving? There's no more need for touching. We really have this physical aspect of us, so we can touch each other, so we can communicate with each other and all that. What if we're gonna evolve? We don't need this body anymore. We don't need this body anymore. That the race is gonna more evolve. That we're not gonna communicate and touch the way we do. Yeah. So this, and I'm thinking too when I heard that, um, that the God within us here, we think we're separate, but it's like God is gathering information while we're here and how we struggle. And maybe I don't think there's gonna be I know I said three dimensions, sis, but I heard a lot of people talk about we're in the 2D. So we're even lower than we think. That there's not gonna be a need for a dimension as Earth anymore in such a low vibration. I don't know if what happened certain people with knowledge was able to rule this earth by hiding who we are. So I don't. Um, I really feel something about that in my spirit that maybe there's not going to be another earth like in such a low vibration, in such a low vibration. And not, I'm not even going to say hurt. I'm going to say maybe another dimension in such a with such a low vibration, probably because of what happened to her. It was conquered. I wonder how old is Earth. I wonder how old it is. Maybe millions, billions years old. uh, I don't know how old Earth is, but it's been hijacked. It's been hijacked. I think what the Bible talked about, um, Satan. I don't think it's really Satan, but the fear or whatever. But these, and as far as I know, even these people that hijacked Earth and created these things, this Earth, in a way to keep us in low vibration, we have, and the reason why they did that too is because we have more. I don't know if it's power, but they're not as strong as us. They're not as strong as us. And they're and when Bob Marley says mental slave, it always been mental slavery. That's why I don't believe in no cargo ship from Africa. Africa is too of a recent continent, named a new word to be oh, we all came from Africa. No, that's crap. We're all over the world. There was no borders. No borders. No, nothing, nothing. All right, yeah, so I'm thinking, yeah, wonder if there's gonna be another Earth like this in such a low vibration. I think we're evolving. Really, I really do. This is too much of a low vibration. It seems as what happened to Earth is like, um, when we incarnated in this world, um, it's like we're in high school, like you have some 12th graders, and every time a new set of people coming into the school, like kindergarten, they indoctrinated them and indoctrinated them, so they never get to 12th grade. They never get to 12th grade. This is how I think her it is. So the indoctrination, the mind manipulation, the food, the everything to keep us in that low vibration. So we're just at kindergarten. Even though when we came into that school, we're really college. We're really college students when we came into that school, who we naturally are. And these 12th graders just manipulate us. We don't know who we are, and we come into this oppression society. And and this is what happened. We never evolve. They only pick and choose a few people and to come up to their knowledge, and then they have these secret societies, and then and they can't tell us what really, and they use them to help manipulate us and use them to keep us. But all that game is probably is over right now. So let's see what's gonna happen with inauguration. Let's see what's gonna happen. Let's see. Let's get your popcorn and know that there is something bigger than us operating in this realm at this time. And I know there's a lot of stuff out there that wants us to be afraid, stuff in the skies. Um, don't be scared. Don't, you have nothing to be scared of. Please, if this message find you, don't be scared. Stay, just being present. Just do you, meditate and pray and stay within self. Discern, use your discernment. If you understand that everything, every power comes within, comes from within, start from there. Start from there. Because I already saw out a dream about um, stuff in the sky, and I was yelling and telling people, no, don't go, don't go, don't believe it, don't believe it. Don't believe that thing in the sky. There's nothing. So whatever they're gonna put in the sky, please don't believe it. I'm having another dream. I meant to tell you, sis, about this dream about a mother, and sometimes it looks like my mother, sometimes it looks like my grandmother. I'm not sure if it's because I relate to them as a mother figure, but this mother just coming in, because it's like we're waiting for the mother to come. And we're like hanging around and thinking, no, it's not time for the mother to come. And when the mother come, oh my gosh, we didn't expect her. We're running around and some stuff not done, and some stuff were real wet and saturated. And we thought the mother was gonna be mad, but the mother was so loving and beautiful, and oh my gosh, it was just beautiful. So I'm probably and this is me, I didn't ask my higher self, but I'm just thinking it's probably that feminine energy coming in, the masculine energy been ruling, and not that one is better than one, but they have to be in balance. Everything has to be in balance, in equilibrium. Because when we talk about electricity and magnetism, the masculine represents electricity, and magnetism represents the feminine. So just like electricity, that's how it's been before what they call the Big Bang. Who knows if it's a Big Bang, but what scientists call the Big Bang before that, according to the Christ letters, they were electricity and magnetism, Father, Mother, God, masculine, feminine was in equilibrium. That's how we were created. That's how we were created. So, everyone, please, 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 I pray, just sit back and watch what's going down. Don't be afraid of anything. Work on yourself. Continue to manifest. Continue to use the power within to create the reality of what you want. Don't look at what's going on inside this flesh. Your bank account says $0. Really, don't even care. You manifest that couch and that kitchen you want and that car you want. You see it in your mind and feel it and experience it like a kid would. And you believe that it's gonna come. Believe that it's coming every day. Just live in that moment that that car and that house and that healing and that abundance is gonna come in spite of what your physical eyes are seeing. And why is that important? Because our physical eyes only see, and I'm being very generous, 50% of what the thing really look like. Believe it. Our eyes is not showing us the total spectrum of lights and what's going on around us. That's why they use so the scientists say perception is our reality. We're just perceiving what we were taught. Oh, this is a curtain, this is a sky, whatever. So now when I look up in the sky, I'm like, wonder what the sky really look like. I wonder what it really looked like, what's going on up there. So don't assume you know what's going on. Discern, discern, learn to discern. Ask your higher self. Ask your higher self what's going on. Ask your higher self to lead and guide you at a time as this. And I know yesterday, the beginning of the new year, from January 1st to yesterday, there was a lot of shooting, a lot of attacks and all that. Those are just distraction. Those are distraction. Please don't be all caught up in those things. Stay working on self. Stay believing on self. Go within. If you understand that everything comes from within, you don't worry about what's going outside of you. Just sit and watch at what's going on. It's just the end of days that we've been taught about growing up. This is it. This is the time as it is. I know, um, especially for me, and maybe this is just me, when I was growing up and we hear about the end of days, we were thinking hell and fire and brimstone and people running from here to there. No, that's not. No, no, that's just some fear tactics, really. No, that's not what's going on. It's not the end of the world. It's the end of whoever is ruling. It's the end of an age. It's the end of this oppressive society. It's the end of mind control. It's the end of keeping these divine beings, keeping nature suppressed. It's the end of the masculine energy. Masculine energy and feminine energy has to rule together. You can't have one masculine energy ruling more. So that's why the earth was in such a low vibrational state. Such a low vibrational state. And remember, everything is the mind. And we have, as my sister always says, the mind is a battlefield. And remember, we have the mind. um Two people, not, no, not two people. So we have the mind is between our ego mind and our spiritual mind. So our ego mind, our fleshy mind, as Paul talk about in Romans, that earthly mind, we have that working. Because listen, we don't understand self. We think this is it. We fight every battle. We quarrel over everything. We think that's that ego mind. We think everyone is trying to oppress us. Everyone is trying to do us something. We want something by any means. It doesn't matter who we step on. And then you have that spiritual mind, the true self, knocking on that ego mind at all, on that mind at all time, knocking on the ego mind. No, no, no. You need to love. You need to share. You no, no. There's, I'm right here. And then sometimes the spiritual mind get in contact with the self and be like, oh, and you said, oh, my mind told me. My mind told me that's your higher self finally break through into you. And you probably went in prayer and you pray and you touched and you were so present that you touched that divine aspect of yourself, and your divine and your ego your spiritual self grants you all that you could ask or think, what you were praying for. So the more you tap into that spiritual aspect of yourself, the ego mind, that selfish mind, that me mind, that me or nothing, holding on to people to satisfy your insecurities, not loving yourself. The more you walk in the spiritual and understand who you are, that your mind, through your mind, you can have everything, that you have to love yourself more than anyone can help love you, that you're Your abundance, your health doesn't determine by what you're seeing, what your eyes see, but through your thoughts and emotions, you can create any reality that you want for yourself. And you start healing all the things that you've been through on this earth. What that does, it starts, you start forgiving, you start healing, and you start coming into who you truly are. And that's the goal for us in this earth. That's the goal for us. And then you start create what you want with your thoughts and your emotions, with your thoughts and emotions. And as I mentioned before, that's just your thoughts is electricity, your emotions is magnetism. Your thoughts deals with your brain, your emotions deal with your heart, and one is masculine, one is feminine, and they both go together to create the reality that we want for ourselves. All right. So as we move forward into 2025, just continue working on self, just continue to know who you are. There's a lot of things that's coming in that's we're going to see, especially in the government. This government hasn't been working with nature, hasn't been working with the people. I don't care what party, it doesn't have nothing to do with party. And it's around the world. It's one government control the whole world. And as someone said, the left wing and the right wing is the same bird. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna change or if they're gonna remove. But something's brewing. And last night I heard in my meditation, um, it's just the end of things as we know it. It's the end of things as we know it. Working, um, all this, all this that we're seeing, everything's changing as we see all those stores closing. I know they're saying they're closing because of the online, but change are coming, change are coming. We're going into the new earth. All right, everyone. I didn't know I was going to be here this long. Um, but thank you all. If you could give the live a like, please. And so we can continue to share and continue um, to create these videos that others also. Thank you, sis. Thank you for joining me as always. And we'll talk later. Yeah, so others could see these lives and participate, and these videos can go out to other people. Um, if you're joining us, please. I know I can. Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, so be blessed. It's Friday night. Go watch a movie. And tomorrow we'll see you on another live reading the Christ letters. All right. Be blessed, everyone. God bless.